So, the New York Knicks just signed Evan Fournier to a 4-year, $78 million deal, with the fourth year being a team option. And yeah, it's certainly a move. I'm not sure about my feelings about it. On one hand, Fournier, I think, can provide a lot of good things to the Knicks in terms of just his scoring on the perimeter. The Knicks were relying a lot on Derrick Rose for self-creation in the playoffs, and he was able to provide it. But getting Fournier, it's another guy who can do some of that and has more size than Rose. He's 6'7", and is actually a really good shooter. I was just looking at the numbers, and he shot 41% from three last year on 6.7 attempts a game, and the year before, 40% again on 6.6 attempts a game. So that's really, really good, and that's really important for the Knicks because without him, it was looking like they're going to be relying a lot on RJ Barrett for shooting. So I like that. I like that he gives them some lineup flexibility. I think you could get away with Fournier and Barrett as the backcourt and then have more size, but you could also have a guard in there like Rose or just quickly whoever, and then have Fournier and Barrett at the shooting guard small forward, have Randall at the power forward, and then someone at center. They re-signed Nerlens Noel for 3 years, like $32 million, and re-signed Alec Burks at 3 years, $30 million. I might talk a bit about those later, but so yeah, I think he gives them something they don't have in the creation at that size. And then, I also feel like he's like an okay passer. I mean, he's not a great playmaker, but I think like he can throw a post-entry pass to Julius Randle. He can probably make the right read in pick and roll situations. If it's like basic stuff, like just hitting the roll man or like Barrett in the corner. So I think that's good. I wonder if we'll see a little bit more off ball for him in terms of coming off screens, pin downs to get him going downhill. His finishing at the rim, it'll be interesting to see because the Knicks don't have a ton of spacing, even though they have just acquired more with Fournier. But we'll see if the lane is clogged or if, Randall shooting well from three again, Barrett shooting from three. They get a guard who can shoot, or maybe it's Alec Burks out there who can shoot, and there's just like a center who can't shoot, and he's able to get to the rim and finish around the rim more easily. I think that would definitely be good. Defensively, I think he'll do fine. I mean, he's 6'7". He gets like a steal a game. He's not a great defender, but the Knicks have a good defensive system. I think, he'll probably be willing to work and, rotate, that sort of thing. Seems like a pretty smart player, so I think he'll be fine on that end of the floor. So overall, I think Fournier's fit with the Knicks is pretty good. The contract, though, I mean, it's not terrible. It's not a massive overpay. I'd say, like, in my mind, Fournier's value is like $16 million a year, and they give him $19-20 million a year, which, that's fine. It's a little bit of an overpay, but you're getting him. He's 28. You're getting him for his prime years, and then the last year is a team option, so they could just decline it if they have other free agents in mind. It's also a pretty tradable contract. Like, if the Knicks think they're getting someone big in next year's free agency class, I could easily see them moving it on, and a team thinking that Fournier at 29 with 2 years left on his contract of like $20 million a year is a pretty desirable player. I think overall, I think this is a solid move for the Knicks. If I talk about Nerlens Noel and Alec Burks, both coming back at around 3 years, $30 million, I think those are also pretty solid moves. I'm a big Nerlens Noel fan. I love what he's able to do defensively in terms of protecting the rim. I thought, he wasn't going to make all defense, but I think like he's a really good defensive player and can give you a defensive identity, and then offensively he can set screens and roll to the rim. In terms of Burks, I also like him. Gives him some shooting. I think with this Fournier addition and Burks and Barrett and Randall, who have become solid three-point shooting, I think the Knicks are going to have some more firepower in terms of three-point shooting next year, which is something they needed and is something that's required in the modern NBA. So maybe a bit of an overpay for Burks and Noel, but you keep the team together. You know it works. I think they're going to be a lower seed in the East just because of the competition getting better and things like that. But overall, I still think it's a good move. Oh, new tweet from Woj. Derrick Rose just signed a 3-year, $43 million deal to return with the Knicks. So, yeah, you get Rose back coming off the bench, hopefully, as he ages. And with Fournier now, he doesn't have to play as many minutes and, he can rest a bit more. But that seems like a lot of money, but I think, yeah, he's a good player, certainly the scoring. So the Knicks really spending for the guys they had and keeping this team together, which, we'll see. They've kept all their free agents. I think the defense and the culture, I think, is sustainable, and they add a little bit more offensive juice with Fournier. I don't think it's been great, but I think it's been a good free agency so far for the Knicks, bringing the guys back. And, I think that's also a decently tradable contract, the Rose 3-year, $43 million. So, yeah, Knicks signed Fournier for 4 years, $78 million, with the last year being a team option. But anyways, thanks for watching this video, guys. Leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more NBA content, and I'll see you guys next time.